Today I will kind of want to just do a documentation of how my mini retirements are going so far. If you haven't been following me, this is my 6th year in a row, my 6-year anniversary. Yay, let's throw a party. On my 6th year in a row, I only work about 8 to 9 months out of the year. I take off summer. I'm an entrepreneur. I own my own business. I'm experiencing a lot of free time and some different scenarios, some things that I just kind of wanted to share with you guys, some good and some ugly. As I promised everybody on my show, is that I'm not just going to show all the glamour and that, hey, look at how fucking wonderful it's all utopia, because nothing is. And this show is about reality and bringing it down to fucking earth and being honest. Hey guys, welcome to another edition of Up and In It. I'm your host, Adrian Babashoff, and if you're new here, this show is dedicated 100% to bettering your life through freedom and independence, exploring alternatives to the daily grind, moving you from surviving to thriving and living life raw. Without further ado, I kind of want to jump into the weirdness of what it feels like my 6th year of mini retirement. I'm not working right now. I'm working on my YouTube videos and these podcasts and some internet stuff, trying to transition over to be able to take care of my daughter, to make a home-based business of some sort, because it's coming to a point where I'm going to have to do that. I'm forced to. Being a single parent and a special needs kid definitely makes it rough. But the thing that, it's not a complete negative, but the thing that's getting me to me right now is that the time that I have had off, I just had a wonderful petting session with my dog. And if you guys have never done that with your pet, like your cat or your horse, and I just saw some really awesome YouTube videos my daughter was watching where this donkey had a relationship with this girl who took off for like, I think it was something ridiculous, like 5 years or something. As soon as she came back, that donkey just started going ape shit, man. And it was so lovely because they hugged each other and the donkey was just rubbing its head on her shoulder, and like there was just pure love there. And that's what I get with my dog. I put her head in my chest and I put my arms around her neck and I just squeeze her into my center and I just hold her. I'll grab her butt and her hips and I'll just hold her right into my belly and everything, like something. I just want to cut my stomach open and stick her inside me like a baby. But we just sat there and we just connect and hold each other, and just, it's a wonderful, beautiful thing. This is what I'm getting with my younger child. Just that time, man. It kind of reminds me when I was younger and I used to smoke weed, and it would slow everything down, and you start to notice the colors better and the sunlight and the wind on your face, and it just slows everything down. And now that I'm not on drugs, I'm just naturally psychotic. I don't know, I'm very passionate about things, and I live a life a lot different. I mean, just looking at the microbiology of soil, I can get lost in it, you know. But this is what happened with my daughter, is I just look in her eyes, and sometimes we don't even speak a word. And we're just staring, communicating in some way that's undescribable with the funny noises that come from human mouths. You know, I don't think it needs to be defined. It's felt. That's the problem I'm having, is everything's slowing down, and I'm starting to enjoy things, and I know that I got to go back to the grind. And I'm not complaining. I'm more than happy to go back. But the amount of work that it takes to do all this is, if I didn't have these 3-4 months to take off, I think I'd go stir crazy. I'd go fucking nuts, man. And sometimes I think that I have it bad, and I'm like I am right now, in a way, kind of bitching and complaining. But sometimes I think of like some of you maybe driving to a 9 to 5. It doesn't matter what the fuck, what kind of day you're having. Show about face. Get your fucking business done, make me some money, and then go home, clown. You know, not quite that bad, but I think there's a lot of us who don't like what we're doing. I sure as hell don't like what I'm doing, roofing construction, but it makes so much fucking money in a short amount of time, and I've become so good at it that it's worth it for me. But do I want to do this forever? No. That's what I just want to share with you guys, is I had a conversation this morning, and it was about that it's actually the Strega, my mom. We're going to get her on the show, you guys. She's been to New Orleans, to Texas, all over the place. She's traveling now. She's in Colorado, and yeah, she's off on an adventure, but we're going to get her on the show. But what we were talking about this morning is that she went from Austin, Texas, in the middle of the city, to way up in the mountains in Colorado where it's quiet. And I think a lot of us, we forget that what it feels like to be away from the noise of traffic and the hustle and bustle. And normally, if you guys follow me, I go on extended trips in the summer with my 2 daughters and my dog, and we'll spend in the wilderness, in the middle of fucking nowhere. There's no cell phone reception, nothing. We're by streams and mountains and oceans and forests, and you get so relaxed. And then on the drive home, when I get into LA and the cars are passing by, it turns into an anxiety attack. And it's just so intense, just the feeling, not even living in it, but just driving through it. And I think a lot of points in our lives is we just get numb to things and accepting. Noise in the background's Hazel lapping up her water. She must be thirsty. That's my dog. She podcasts with me and does these YouTube videos. But yeah, you guys, I just wanted to stress the importance of how significant it is to be able to take this time off. And again, not complaining, just realizing that I get such in tune with everybody and everything in myself. And then when I go back to the hustle, health, exercise, food, I jump right into the same routines where it's like, you know what, just fucking throw it down the hatch and let's get going. I mean, I'm a fucking hustler, guys. When I'm going, I am going. I literally have like honey covered cashews with sugar and some proteins in them, and I'll just grab a handful sometimes for lunch and I gotta go. I'm limited on time. The reason, if you guys want to understand, is that I'm only allotted like 30 hours a week to work because of the situation with my special needs and the ex-wife thing. So I've got to get on it, man. There's days I'm just pumping that shit as hard as I can. And that's how I afford what I do. But the payoff of working that hard, I noticed I gained weight. If any of you guys were following me, I had poison oak from my trip, which I had to cut early this year. So I just started drinking beer, man. I was just added poison oak over 3/4 of my body. I was like, just get a buzz, eat some food, don't even fucking move, just spray the powder on you and just lay there and go, even when I'm working, the shit foods that I eat, sometimes fast foods, and I do a lot of good meal prepping and things like that. My health is just not good. My nerves are fried. Getting these little breaks is wonderful, and I think it rejuvenates the batteries. But if you guys are out there living the life where you're stressed out and you're only getting a week, 2 weeks off a year, it fucking sucks, man. And if you guys want to learn about different ways of life, different views, definitely stay tuned to the show, because that's what I'm 100% about. And I just want to go out and say that I'm new here, and I started researching some people, and like I found this one where this guy's like, there's these pictures of like the Bahamas and the Caribbean and all this wonderful stuff without him in it, and they're selling they're selling a bunch of bullshit. If I ever decide to monetize any of this web stuff, I guarantee you guys, it's from personal experience and it's genuine. And that's why I have my Instagram, where I try to post every single day, sometimes multiple times, to kind of show you guys what this shit looks like. But this is my life, man. This is my life, and I will not fucking back down. I've got to have more fucking freedom, and things need to change. We can't just keep going this way. And I ask myself in the past and even now, well, next year will be better. And then the year ends, well, next year will be better. I had to stop at some point in my life and go, you know what? It's not getting fucking better, and I got to do something about it. So I don't want to this sounds like a fucking rant. Well, let me give you guys, I want you guys to take away, not just hear me rant about a bunch of shit, but definitely, I guess what I want you guys to get from this particular episode is that when you take these mini retirements, you actually go back to work performing 10 times better. I'll be 10 times the man that I am right now. And I'm gaining more mental clarity. I'm able to sit and finish thoughts and think of things and construct my life and figure out how I'm going to improve my sales and even my labor techniques and just everything. Just having that time, you guys got to figure that out for yourself. I think some of us are stuck, and I was too, and I had to use every waking moment that I had to just sit and contemplate. And the very first thing, I guess I'll give you guys some tips, is you got to be able to have that time, and you got to shut off all the fucking background stuff, all the things that you got to worry about that are buzzing around your head like flies. You got to eliminate those things, and you got to start running your life like a business. And I've done a podcast already on that. Check it out. I think it's why you should run your life like a business, because it is. You've got food and laundry and money coming in, money coming out. This monetary system, money comes in, it goes out and never comes back. And we're trying to design stuff where this is a circle, where it stays, where it's like a symbiotic relationship, where it actually could feed off of itself. But you won't know how to get out of here and what to do if you keep spinning on the wheel. You're in the rat race, just going and going. And that's the whole plan, is to keep you so confused. And the other thing is, there's so much work to get out of the rat race. We didn't get here overnight. We can't get out of here overnight. And I think a lot of these people, as I spoke of earlier, get rich schemes and all this bullshit it's just that. It's bullshit. It takes a lot of fucking work and a lot of planning. And things don't work the same as they do for everybody. We can't compartmentalize and just sell a pill for every ill. And that's not at all what I'm insinuating here. When I give you guys scenarios that I do, I want you guys to take what I've done and see how you can apply this in your life. That's my biggest goal. And I hope I'm doing an okay job of that. Please let me know in the comments, man. Give me a thumbs up, thumbs down, middle finger, whatever, man. Let me know how I'm doing, because that's what I'm here for, is to help you guys out. Figure out what works for you and start designing that. And that's the way I did my life. Your take home that I want you to understand from this is that because I started streamlining my life and running like a business, therefore it gave me the time to be able to get perspective and to look at things, to get out of that whirlwind. And how did I do that? There's a couple tips I'll give you guys right now. Is I consider these things like outsourcing. Is it good for the planet? Am I proud of it? No. But I use gallon Ziploc bags and paper plates. I'm no good. The way I look at this, I'm very ashamed of that. I'm very ashamed of using these plastics and stuff and throwing away paper plates. But at least the paper plates that I buy are made out of recycled sugarcane plants. But hey, we try to do the best we can. But the point is that you outsource this now and you don't have to do it forever. So paper plates, I haven't used really paper cups and things like that, but those are just a couple of examples. Cooking my food and throwing it in a Ziploc bag, put it in the freezer, I meal prep, and I don't have to wash the Tupperware. Also the freezer space to jam a bunch of round Tupperwares, and Tupperwares are expensive. So it just helps me to get through this right now. And I know that I'm already starting to, for instance, with the food, I use mason jars. That's what for those of you watching, this is my water bottle in a glass mason jar with a BPA-free lid and a stainless steel straw. So we're making advancements and we're making moves, but sometimes it takes a little bit of a push, a little bit of help, a way that you can automate your life or outsource it. And with the paper plates, I see that as just a person I hired for pennies on the dollar to just wash those plates for me every day. A single parent, special needs kid, 11-year-old still in diapers, a 17-year-old dog, which I love. I'm not talking shit, Hazel. She hates when I talk about her. Use what you can. I'm going through situations where my blood pressure has just been going through the ceiling and it's all the stress and everything. And I look, what good am I dead, you know? So justify using the system to get out of the system, which I think is a whole podcast in itself. Maybe I should write it all up. Let me know in the comments below. But there's a way to use this, the way to study the way the system is working and use it to your advantage so you can get out. And that's my whole thing right now is having all this time and mental clarity and patience-ish. I live in an RV. I tiny live, right? It's only a 29-footer, and there's 3 people, me and my 2 daughters. Soon it'll be just us 2 because my daughter's moving out. Anyways, yeah, you got to learn lots of patience. It's like living in a fucking hallway, but that's a whole podcast in itself. But where I'm going with this is that I want out of here for good. And by experiencing, it's been kind of fucked up, man. To be able to have this free time, this connection, knowing that I got to go back to that fucking grind and lose this. And you know, until next year is the way it feels. I don't completely 100% lose it, but I don't think life was meant for us to have little increments, you know. When I'm working, I did a podcast for you guys on time management, and I literally set my phone for like 5 o'clock to 5:30, the alarm goes off. That's when I spend time with my little kid. From 5:30 to 6 o'clock, I go spend time with my older kid. 6 o'clock, I cook dinner. 7 o'clock, I walk my dog, I feed her. We get exercise, and then I feed my aquaponics system, my fish, and everything has to go at its only little increments. And the thing that I hate the worst is that when I'm there, unlike what I've been experiencing with my daughter now, of just looking directly into her eyes and not saying a word and experiencing each other, is my mind in the background is going, we got to get this job going tomorrow. We got to increase sales here. We got to figure out what's going on. I'm not even hearing a fucking word that they're saying. And I'm not even experiencing them. And I'm ashamed of that. And I know that you guys experience this as well. And I think we experience it even with ourselves. We lose the dialogue and the knowing of who and what we are and what we want because we're spinning out of control. And to me, that's the name of the game for this show, is to get rid of that. And I am experiencing it, but I want to get off for good. That is actually my fucking goal. I think the other thing I've noticed on this takeaway for you guys is, if any of you guys experience this as well, is like I'm trying to walk at everything and not run. Being a hustler, what I mean by that is that everything I do is always in a hurry. Snap, 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 snap. Everything's got to be fucking quick, short, and sweet. Straight to the point. It's all fucking business. And when I say run your life like a business, I don't mean to just do that all the like that's the way it's going to be. You efficiently run your life like a business. You meal prep, plan, find out where your money's going. Don't get any waste. Try to utilize all your resources and have time to invest back in yourself like a business. So that's what I mean by running your life like a business. But trying to slow things down, to shut that switch off, because what's happening is I'm running at everything. Even still now, it's August 25th. And I've been off for, I guess this is going to be like 2 months. God damn, I only got another 6 to 8 weeks before I go back to work. But anyways, the hustle and bustle of everything, it's a switch, I think, that if you do it too long, I think that it may possibly be that you can't shut it off. One of the things that I've noticed in some friends of mine who have passed away right after retirement, there was a few of them, is one of the things they told me is that, you know, I don't know what to do with myself. I can't just sit at the house. I'm going to drink myself to death, or they have to have some sort of purpose. They were ingrained with having a work ethic to the point of business affected them so hard that their entire life became 100% in business only. And when you strip that away, kind of like there's a movie with Anthony Hopkins, I think it's called Instinct, where they open up the cage and there was a gorilla in there. And he says, well, he's not going to escape. But he says, no, he's been in there so long, he's accepted it. He's accepted his fate. And he will never come out of that cage. He's scared to come out of that cage. I think they say this with inmates too. People are in prison for so long, they go in the natural, regular world, and they can't function with society. They'll commit a crime just to go back. Before this happens, before all this bullshit takes over our lives, I say, fuck it, man. Take a chance. Check out the show and other people's shows and change your fucking life around, man. We only have so much time, and it's not fair that we choose. I think it's fair because we all have the choice. My big question is, are you here because you want to be, or here because you have to be? And I think most of us are here because we have to be. And if you are here, you're in debt, you have a mortgage, and you can't get out, there's still ways. There's still ways to simplify your life and get the fuck out of there. You don't have to give your life to debt and to society, to the systems that are in place. There's different shit that can happen. And yes, it may be difficult. You're going to have to start from scratch, but you got to realize you fucked up, man. We fucked up in this section, and it's going to take hell to get out of there. But you know what? It's worth it. There's a bright light at the end of the tunnel, and anything's fucking possible. And as I say to my children, I believe in you. And I'm telling you, I believe in you, and I believe in what I have to share with you guys. The passion, the excitement, and the knowledge base that I'm creating and experiences every day, that I want to free you guys, and that there is a whole different way of living. I don't want to get all crazy. I'm getting all buttery. Look at me. Damn. As soon as this camera shuts off, I'm going to start crying and wiping my tears on the carpet on the studio wall. No. Jokes, folks, jokes. I try to be funny every once in a while. That's all it is. So yeah, trying to walk is very difficult, and that's why I want off the system as well. Another problem I've been having is breathing, and if you guys notice this, just notice how you'll be breathing from almost your throat, and there's no way to live. There's exercises, a simple thing of just relaxing and doing some meditation, which has been helping me out, and just try to breathe. I think it was Stone Temple Pilots. Breathing is the hardest thing to do. You know? I think there's some wisdom in those words. One of my favorite bands, by the way, if any of you guys care about my personal life. So that's the show. That's the wrap, guys. I don't know how much more to tell you on the importance of taking time off and just how great life is, but how fucked up it could be too when we just keep burying our freedom and giving it up for next year and the year after and the year after that. It was a very hard road. It still is a very, very hard road for me. I don't know what lays ahead. I have such dangers as I might have to quit my business, my income that I've been at for 20-something years, 30 years in the industry entirely. And I don't know how. I've got lots of plans. I've designed my life. I have emergency funds that I can live on for at least a year. If I sold stuff, I think I can live for 2 years without working a day in my fucking life. But I don't want to go that route. And it may be something that I have to do. But I'm very grateful to my past self for doing all the work that it did and giving that gift to my future self, my present self. And that's what I want for you guys. Don't wait till it's too late. Life is meant to be lived. If you guys like this sort of thing, everything's at Up and In It. Check me out on YouTube. There's a private Facebook group. Ask to join and I'll approve you. There's Instagram where I post every single day. I try to give you guys some entertainment, hopefully, but also some insight on what my life looks like and what it's all about. And of course, the podcast, everywhere where there's Up and In It. Check it out. Again, I'm new here and I'm trying to do good for you guys. I feel like I'm doing okay, but I don't know until I hear from you guys. So please comment, give me a thumbs up, a middle fucking finger, a thumbs down, or even let me know what you guys would like to hear. Send me anything, man. You got my address in there too. You want to send me some hate mail or a bomb or a 12-pack of beer or some, whatever. Jokes, folks, jokes. But my address is in there if somebody wants to send me something. It's been a pleasure having you guys here. And as I always say, don't lose your muchness. Carry the torch, carry the fire, human up, live it, love it, own it, and bone it.